So you've just participated in a women's march.
Oh, I don't think I'm the kind of audience you intended this particular video for.
Whether you were in DC, New York, or another local protest,
Yep, wherever you might have attended, it doesn't really matter, you left devastation everywhere. Go girl power or something.
you've definitely contributed to the global feminist movement.
If this is the contribution we can expect feminism to make to society, then I'm having a hard time understanding how people can think it's still some kind of movement for good. A movement for good shouldn't inspire so many loud, angry mobs.
But being a feminist is about more than just holding up a sign in a street one day.
No, you also need to attend one of the many pointless courses that will ultimately lead to a groupthink mentality spouted off by most feminists and will not benefit you at all in any future career. Oh, but of course that's men's fault because, patriarchy.
Feminism is about the other 364 days of the year.
Well, it's nice to know they get a day off on leap years.
You see, being a feminist was easy on January 21st.
It's easy on any given day of the year. You don't need to think for yourself, you pretty much just get led around by the nose, told what to think and what to say without having to critically analyse the world around you for yourself.
You were backed up by lawyers and celebrities and millions of other people.
I like that split-second disclaimer of not actually a lawyer. But yes, you had the backing of virtue-signalling celebrities and the sheep they spout off their shit to. Like I said, so they don't have to think for themselves, they can just lap up the bullshit the celebrities pour down their throats.
But on every other day, being a feminist can be kind of hard.
Yeah, I guess I can see that. Spending your time looking for things to be offended by, being irritated all the time over shit that does not and never will matter. Yeah, it sounds like a real drag.
Being a feminist means having difficult conversations with your friends and coworkers.
Yeah, it's more difficult for them. It's like dealing with Jehovah's Witnesses. They come to your door and attempt to press their beliefs onto you. You do exactly the same. You're pushing an ideology onto people that don't want to hear it. And frankly, don't have the time to listen to you recite the shit that you learned in your women's studies course.
It means calling out sexism in closed-minded environments where it might be scary.
You see, you say a closed-minded environment, but feminists need to go into an environment and find things to be offended by, and think up reasons why normal things are sexist.
Being a feminist means constantly fighting for equality, and honestly, that can be a lot of work.
I imagine the hardest part of fighting for equality from a feminist perspective is finding legitimate things you can actually fight for, because from my perspective, there's nothing left. If you truly did want proper equality, there are a lot of men's issues that could use a little catching up to how good women currently have it. But in all the debris from the protests, I didn't see one single sign concerning a single men's issue. Excellent equality.
So, although participating in a women's march is a great way to speak out against injustices,
I thought in a march the attending and walking would be more important than the speaking. Isn't that why they have signs? And what issues exactly can you find in your comfortable Western life showing a wall of pictures behind you depicting happy scenes from your comfortable life? Because you don't look very oppressed from here, sweetheart.
that passion and energy that we saw on January 21st needs to be something that continues, even when Cher isn't there to back you up.
Yes, God forbid we lack Cher.
Even when it isn't a million voices demanding change, but just one.
So the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few doesn't really hold water in your book. Most illogical. It also sounds pretty entitled. I demand the world change to suit me better.
It's in those moments that feminism makes its greatest strides.
And what strides has it made recently, except ruining general nerd culture? A few bad films, causing a huge amount of litter on the streets of America, and making a lot of bitter old cat owners angry about, well, not very much.
So while protesting in the street definitely creates headlines, integrating those ideas into everyday life, now that creates a revolution. Don't let up, America.
Revolution is a very strong word, so let me get this straight. You want a revolution for some kind of drastic change, despite you leading an extremely comfortable and happy life as depicted in the pictures behind you, and for what? I am genuinely curious what the goals of this revolution would be. The American Revolution, which resulted in the 1776 Declaration of Independence, I can see why they did that. They had the whole plan figured out. So what would this revolution try to accomplish? And I don't want bullshit answers like equality and equal rights. You already have those. Those aren't answers. They're excuses you spout off so you don't have to give answers. So, lovely viewers, I put the question to you. What would a revolution in the West possibly achieve? I'll put the answers that make me laugh the most at the end of my next video. And as always, thank you for your time.